Yeah, it probably wouldn't choose us. No.
Yeah. And if it did choose us, I'd be worried about that AI.
Yeah.
AI's
Something's
in the
wrong with
men.
the
I mean,
AI.
it's a fact.
What?
What? I messed up by the sentence there, so I'm not gonna repeat what I said.
Yeah, it's some word vomit.
He's like, I made words, I said things, did stuff.
I started a sentence. I completed a sentence, but I don't know what I said.
Oh, I did stuff all right.
Where?
I don't know.
To who?
To me,
We don't have to worry about the cops showing up, do we?
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
I mean, if they do, how many warrants you got?
Me?
Yeah.
0.
Yeah. Only 5? Man, you haven't even reached full GTA peak yet. Come on, man.
0. I have to keep a clean record.
You do good then.
Yeah.
You do good then.
Well, no, I have government jobs and, you know.
I keep a clean record. I'm surprised.
I have all the licenses that say that I have to have a clean record.
I mean, I actually worked at like, I think it's what, tier 3? Is that what it is? Chemical facility.
Yeah.
Like, we had a couple 100,000 gallons of one of the main ingredients for TNT laying around all the time.
Yeah.
Had stuff that was monitored by Interpol and all that. So, like, I've passed all their background checks. I was really surprised when I did, but, like, I passed all their background checks. And I've been worldwide. So, I'm pretty sure you have too.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
it is,
mine was.
some of the stuff, like, I've seen people get rejected on some of those things for some stupid stuff. Like, you can't have security clearance or a clean record because you got a ticket and you didn't pay it when you were 18.
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen which I've never gotten denied. I mean, my record's always been clean. I mean, I didn't even have a speeding ticket until I was 35, 36. So I've always had a clean record.
I got my only speeding ticket. Not saying I haven't been pulled over for speeding after that.
Oh, I'm not saying I haven't been pulled over. Let's not get that twisted. I'm not saying I haven't been pulled over.
I haven't.
But now the thing is, having a CDL, it helps sometimes. Because they'll pull you over, and if it's something minor, they'll be like, man, I'm not going to give you the points on your CDL. Go ahead and go.
Now, see, it helps me to be funny and honest. Because, like, I got clocked at 119 and a 30. And just was like, you know how fast you were going, son? Damn near 120, you pulled me over. And he just started laughing, went back to his car.
Yeah.
Told me to go home and slow down. But, like, I got a major speeding ticket because I was doing 80 and a 45, which was also a school zone. And then I proceeded to call him a wrinkly leprechaun-looking MFer and told him that I didn't have my license, insurance, or proof of registration, and I'd appreciate it if he'd write me my damn ticket so I could be on my way. I got stuff to do.
Yeah, that was probably not the best way to go about that conversation.
Yeah, he wrote me one hell of a ticket. And then I went on my way and got my stuff done, but he wrote me one hell of a ticket. So I tell everybody, like, do not insult him. Do not call him one of the fey folk. And definitely don't tell him that you don't have a damn thing that he wants to identify you with. I'm surprised he didn't put me in the back of his car.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Probably should have.
But then, like, the other times I've been pulled over, I got pulled over one time because I was asleep. And I run a stop sign. And when he pulled me over, like, I looked up and I was like, was I speeding, bro? And he's like, no, but you run that stop sign. And I was like, stop sign? Hell, I ain't even. Oh, no. I looked around, was like, oh, man, I bet. I said, honest, I'm asleep. He's like, why? I said, I worked third shift. I had got off, went to a church work day. I was like, I've been working all morning. Hadn't been asleep in like 2.5 days. I'm tired. I'm just trying to get home and get some sleep. I was like, I told him, I said, you can write me a ticket. I said, that's my fault. And he was like, no, man. He said, go somewhere. He said, go down to the store here, get you a Coke, walk around, get woke up. He's like, get home, get you some sleep, man. Take care of yourself. So he left me alone.
Yeah.
The one that clocked me speeding got pulled over for speeding one time, and the one guy pulled up to me, and he was like, you been drinking? I said, all damn day. And he said, what? And I said, yeah, Mountain Dew, man. I said, I'm a third shifter. Then I got off and went and done another job. So, like, I got to have the caffeine. And he goes, I need your insurance, blah, blah. I said, I got to get in the glove box. Can I get in the glove box? He's like, anything in there I should know about? And I was like, I don't know. And he was like, what do you mean? I'm like, there may be a gun in there. There may be a snake in there. I don't freaking know. I don't think I got my gun on me. And he's like, just open it slow. So I open it slow, and I'm like, nah, I ain't got my gun. And I was like, and the snake's missing too. So, like, I get him his stuff, you know, and he looks at all my stuff, and he's like, why are you swerving over the white line? And I was like, dude, I'm tired. So I probably wasn't paying attention. I'm half asleep just trying to get home. And he's like, get your ass home.
I had that one time when me and Jennifer first started dating. We had, because of course I was living in Mount Pleasant at the time, and we decided that night we were going to Dave and Buster's in Nashville, Opera Mills. So, you know, I got off working all day, 12 hours, and then we decided we were going to Dave and Buster's. So we go to Nashville, and then we're on the way back. And we get on the bypass coming around Columbia, and of course I'm tired. She's passed out in the seat over there, and I was trying to stay awake. And then I woke up, completely lucid out. I was driving fine, and I look in the rearview mirror, and you can always tell the cops because of the red light in the windshield, because the cameras. And I woke her up and I said, hey, we're about to get pulled over. She's like, what do you mean? I said, we're about to get pulled over. Just as I said that, the blue lights came on. And the cop comes over, and he gets me, and he's like, hey, you want to step back here? I'm like, yeah, whatever. He's like, you been drinking? Because he asked where we'd been. I said, Dave and Buster's. You go, you drink there? Nope. Did she drink? Well, yeah, she did, but she's a passenger. Last time I checked, that's not illegal. And he goes, you sure you ain't been drinking? No, I haven't been drinking. I don't drink anywhere but the house. And we're back there talking and, bulling, and Jennifer is up there. She's nervous as hell. And I'm back there, and the one lady cop had come up on her side, and Jennifer was searching for a cigarette. And the lady cop was like, here, I'll help. She shone a light in there. And the whole time, Jennifer thinks I'm back there being arrested or whatever. I'm back there talking to the cop about tattoos and stuff. Me and him were just bullshitting. But the beating thing, it took 6 cars. 6 cop cars. I'm like, dude, y'all were bored.
Yeah.
And so we're back there, talking and bullshitting, and the one cop walks back there, and the guy that pulled us over first, he walked back there and talked to the other guy that I was talking to, and he goes, is he drunk? He's like, man, I'm drunker than he is. He's like, he's just tired. And they said, all right, you're good to go. And we got back in the car, and Jennifer was like, man, I thought they were arresting you or something else. I was like, no, we were just back here bullshitting. She's like, man.
And that's the thing. Most people don't understand that there's 2 variants of cops out there. The first is there's just bad cops.
Oh, yeah.
And that is very, very few, honestly. But then the second breed is split into 2 categories, but there's good cops all around. But a good cop can also be a bad cop on the wrong day. You never know what they just come from.
Yeah.
They may be pulling you over after helping some parent scrape their kid's brains off concrete or off their bedroom wall. So you have no clue what their day's been like. But my interactions with them, every time I've ever had interactions with them, good or bad, as far as like me doing something bad or just a situation where I have to interact with them, I have yet to meet one that if you just be respectful and honest, and be yourself. If you're a funny guy and you deal with everything with humor, crack jokes with them. You may get the one that's still serious with you, but you can just tell them, hey, man, I make jokes when I'm nervous. And I'm not really nervous. I'm just tired, and it's really weird to get woken up to blue lights. So, I mean, but most people either A, have been taught to be so terrified of them, or B, most people are scared of authority.
Yeah.
So, they get to shaking and freaking out. And, of course, a cop that sees nothing but the bad part of humanity almost every day, all day, is going to think something's wrong and go on high alert, because that's what they're trained to do, and rightfully so in their line of work, when you start shaking and freaking out. And,
yeah.
I mean, most of them are chill.
Ever since I, got my license and started driving and stuff, it's always been, I'm going to treat them with respect as long as they come to the window in the right state of mind. Now, if they come to the window and they're already being a prick, I'm sorry, I can be a prick.
See, most of the time I'm not a prick then. That's when I get funnier. It's like, all right, I'm going to make you break character.
Yeah, I can't
The
deal-
leprechaun did not break character.
You know,
he just wrote that ticket.
I can't have them come to the window already being, an asshole about it. Look, you pulled me over for, a minor traffic thing. This is not Osama bin Laden sitting in this truck. Okay, just, tell me what you need. I'll get it for you. We'll get this over and done with. But, if you come to the window being a prick, that's like Dad got pulled over the other day. He rolled through a stop sign. And the cop come up and he was already all over him. And Dad calls me. My dad's 72. And you're walking up to the window. My dad, a Air Force vet, MP in the Air Force. I mean, the man guarded nuclear weapons. I'm sorry, you're not going to make him nervous. You're going to piss him off real quick, but you're not going to make him nervous. He's had far more things to make him nervous. And he calls me, and he's telling me about it. The cop come up to the window, or what are you doing, this and this and this? And he goes, well, I need to search your vehicle. Can I search your vehicle? And Dad's like, why? He's like, well, I need to make sure you're not carrying anything. Of course, my dad being my dad, he goes, yeah, sure, go ahead. There ain't nothing in there. And I told him, I said, nope. I said, it'd been over right then.
Mm-hmm.
I said, he'd have had to show me probable cause or a search warrant. And I'd have made his life a living hell until he did. I was like, you're not going to search my vehicle, even though I know there's absolutely nothing in my vehicle.
There's no reason for you to search my vehicle.
But you're not going to get me to give you permission to just start going through my vehicle. It's not going to happen. I mean, if you have probable cause, hey, more power to you.
We was watching Cops a couple months back, and the camera was on the guy's foot. And they took the shoe off, right? And they shook it out, and nothing come out. And they put his shoe back on him. The camera clips away. The cop goes, oh, what's that? And the camera clips back as the cop's reaching back up. And he's reaching back up and put his hand back in his pocket because he's obviously just tossed a bag on the ground. And like the camera caught nothing there. Clipped up to the cop talking, and the one looking on the ground is, oh, did you see that fell out? And it's like, I know that's an extremely rare scenario, but you probably should edit it off of TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's my number one reason for no, you ain't going to search me.
No. No.
I don't care that I don't have anything in a vehicle. You're going to get a warrant. I'm going to make your life heck because you do not need to search my vehicle.
Yeah. I know there's absolutely nothing in any of my vehicles other than registered firearms that all of us have carry permits to carry. Other than that, you're not going to find anything in my vehicle. So, no, you're not going to look around in my vehicle. It's not going to happen.
But the main reason is this. I don't want any evidence planted on me. And I just don't like the idea of it.
Well, that's Dad. They had him held up for 45 minutes over rolling through a stop sign.
Mm-hmm.
That guy searched his vehicle twice trying to find something.
Because he wanted to find something.
He wanted to find something. But the thing is, my dad being my dad, he's like, oh, well, okay, yeah. No, it's not going to happen.
My buddy gets pulled over in town, and he had, I think, close to half a pound of pot on him. And he doesn't get pulled over for rolling through a stop sign. He gets pulled over for blowing through one at 50, coming out of a 30.
Yeah.
And so they pull him over, and he's like, no, you can't. And they're like, listen, if we have to go get a warrant and do all this stuff, it's going to waste a bunch of our time, and we don't really feel like it. They're like, we know you. And he's like, yeah, I know. They're like, we know you got something in the vehicle. And he's like, maybe. And then they're like, you just tell us where it is and what it is. We don't have to tear your vehicle up, and we also can just help you out a little. And so he's like, it's under the seat. So they go under the seat, and they get it, and they're like, it's just pot? And he's like, yeah, that's all I got. And they're like, you ain't running nothing harder? I'm like, no. He's like, damn, man. I thought you had something real. It's just a bunch of daggum pot. And I'm like, you get pulled over with half a pound of pot and the cops are disappointed? We live in a really good area.
Yeah, but when he called and told me about that, he's like, "Yeah, I gave him permission." Nope, it's out right then. You best get the drug sniffing dogs. You best get the warrants out. I don't care.
That's like,
Especially for rolling a stop sign.
I've
I
been
mean,
pulled over.
if he had just pulled out of a drug house, okay, you might have a little probable cause, but
I've been pulled over once for driving too slow.
driving
Once.
too slow.
Too slow. And he was like, it's suspicious. I just want to make sure you're not drunk or high, which I mean, I was. All the narcotics I was on from the doctor, most people would have killed him, but I probably shouldn't even have been walking, much less all the stuff I did do. But he, and I'm like, no, he's like, is something wrong with your vehicle? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, what's wrong with it? And I think it was stuck in second gear. That's when the darn shift forks broke in third and transmission went out one time. And so it's stuck in second. You can only go so fast in second in a Ford Ranger.
Yeah,
I'm
you can
sorry.
only wind it out so high.
And so I'm doing 25. And so he pulls me over for going too slow. Yeah. So I've been pulled over once for going too slow.
Yeah, there's no way. I've never been
Hey,
pulled over for going too slow.
The dually went out. The clutch went out in it. Not the clutch, but the pedal kicked off the darn tree there at the top.
Yeah.
The notorious Ford clutch pedal.
Yeah.
Over there on Troop. And when I got it to start back, I had to have it in first. It's a 4-speed with a granny low.
Oh.
I drove from Troop to here at 2 miles an hour. Angel's in the car, and Malachi was with me too, I think. But they're just like, can we walk? Like, we'll meet you at home. I'm like, no, you are sticking with me. I got to have somebody to talk to. And they're like, but Daddy, we could get there faster. I'm like, I know, shut up. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't. I when he called me about that, I was like, this is unreal. I was like, this is stupid. But that's,
Now, my sister used to get pulled over a lot. She got a lot of tickets, too. She also hit a cow one time. She also used to swap seats with, her friends.
while driving.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it wouldn't be like, hey, you ready to swap? She'd be like, I'm tired. Hit the thing, flip her seat back, flip in the back seat, and, Becca would be with her most time. Well, Becca would be like, oh, son of a, jump over there and start driving. She got pulled over a lot, and she was always speeding. Poor child couldn't drive. Of course, Mama couldn't drive either. But, it happens.
Oh, yeah. I could drive. I spent a lot of years driving, so that's like when customers bring stuff over to the shop or something. They pull up in the yard and they're like, "Where do I put it?" I'm like, "Just back it in over there." I don't think I can get it there. All right, I'll put it over there. I mean, honestly, I have probably spent more time in reverse than most people have spent driving forward. Because,
But see, I'm getting tired of driving. I can drive and I'm good at it. It's just, you can't just drive anymore. Especially like this area and like the area you grew up in. Think about it. Like you used to, I could get on the road and know as long as I did what I was supposed to do, 99% chance I was going to be fine because I wasn't going to hardly see anybody else.
yeah.
And now, hell, I almost got hit twice going to the store down here, 5 miles down the road.
Yeah.
And one of them, if I wasn't good at driving stupidly enough, I'd have probably died because I wouldn't have been able to kick it sideways and throw it off in the ditch and drift around a tree through the field and get back on the road and finish my way. So, you can't go anywhere because there's people freaking everywhere.
Oh, well, yeah.
So you can't just get out and Farfanugan, which is the enjoyment of driving and just enjoy the drive. No, you're like, I've got to go out here and constantly pay attention.
Well, that's it. Which I did, I did commercial driving. So everything you're ever trained in commercial driving is defensive driving.
Oh, it's got more wheels. It can stop faster, right?
Yeah, no.
No.
No. And I spent years, driving, 2,500, 3,000 miles a week. And I spent a lot of years doing, dock pickups and stuff like that. So I was always back into a dock. And then I have to go. But
I drove a yard dog for 2 years.
I was a local delivery driver in Nashville with an 18-wheeler.
Yeah, see, that's just stupid.
Yeah, downtown Nashville. Yeah, you want interesting? Parallel park an 18-wheeler.
And you wonder why your wife's like, why don't you want to leave the shop? Because I'm tired of not the shop.
Yeah.
People are out there, and people need to stay out there.
Oh, that's the whole stupid demic. Yeah, everybody was like, oh, you got a social distance, and it's all this and that. And I'm like, huh, that's the way I lived my entire life, and y'all thought I was weird.
Yep. Our life didn't change a bit.
Yeah.
It got actually a lot more peaceful. You could go to the stores easier.
Yeah, which my business now, because of the business I have, and part of my business being roadside assistance, we didn't stop going anywhere because I have roadside service trucks. I have to go.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if the government's telling me I got to stay. There's people broke down. And because I saw a lot of like welding shops and businesses stuff that, they were just welding shops.
Yeah.
So a lot of their business got affected and a lot of them went under. But luckily we didn't because I had that other aspect to the business that kept us going 24/7.
And especially then, because there was a whole lot of people moving and shifting and working from home and moving remote to work. And
yeah. I mean, that side of the business didn't slow down at all. It picked up. So what I wasn't getting in regular welding, which granted, I still had a bunch of welding jobs because,
farmers still got a farm.
A lot of my work is farmers and, trucking companies and stuff like that. They're still working. Which that whole thing, it only affected mainly major cities.
Yeah.
You didn't hardly even see a change down here.
The only
other than the odd idiot riding around in a vehicle by himself with a mask on.
No, that's not. I can understand that logic more than I can understand we have a respiratory virus, so let's buy all the toilet paper.
Yeah.
When the couple years before, when they had Ebola, which is a virus that literally causes you to crap yourself and bleed out all your orifices, nobody bought toilet paper then. I don't
remember Ebola.
I don't get it. Everybody was terrified of Ebola, and they're like, oh, we don't need toilet paper for the disease that causes you to crap yourself to death.
No.
Oh, that just makes so much sense.
I mean, I guess you don't got to wipe when you're dead.
Yeah. And the funny things you see on eBay, like people selling the wet wipes for fucking $35 a bag. It's like, come on now.
In which, for us, we had a household with 7 people. 7 of us. So, like, the toilet paper shortage and rationing was driving us nuts because it's like, we're not buying an abnormal amount of toilet paper. We have 7 people in the household.
Yeah, it's normal.
Yeah. And 5 of them are women. 4 of them have periods. Like, we go through a lot of toilet paper.
Yeah.
What in the heck's wrong with you people? And so, like, we had friends that would, like, give us toilet paper because they're like, we know that buying one little pack a week is stupid. Like, here's some toilet paper.
Oh, yeah.
Just retarded stuff.
Yeah, the kind of things that they were running out of was just, it was ignorant. But the customers come by the shop and they're like, hey, they're doing that social distance. And I'm like, man, I'm on my property. I don't care.
Uh-huh.
I was like, look, honestly, when it comes down to it, if I'm supposed to get sick, I'm just going to get sick.
Well, I had COVID.
I don't know that I ever had it.
I had it. And I had the variant that just made you hurt. All I did was hurt. My bones, like when you have a real bad high fever and the flu.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a fever with it. I just felt like somebody was trying to rip me apart from the inside out. But here's the thing. I had a skid loader lined up to be at the house for 2 days. I had a whole lot of work to get done.
Oh, yeah.
I got hit and started hurting an hour before the skid loader showed up. So I just run a skid loader for 2 days while feeling like somebody's trying to murder me.
Yeah.
You know, like the people that they wanted to protect are the people they hurt the worst. And then, like, if you just, all you got to do is a simple Google search and start studying the documents, like, you know, that's what they did during the flu pandemic, the original one,
Yeah.
that did actually cause a mass death toll.
Yeah.
But a lot of it was prolonged by social distancing. You let the virus run its course, a virus is naturally going to become less dangerous because a virus is a living organism that wants to live and perpetuate its life.
Yeah.
So, like, once it burns through a certain percent of the population, it sounds bad, but if you let it rapidly burn through a certain percentage, most of the time it will actually become less deadly, and you will also have time to figure out how to stop it.
That's it.
Not
see, that's
let's let it slowly jump and get worse.
Oh yeah, the COVID thing. They were giving out the vaccines. Come on, how long did it take them to come out with the vaccines for smallpox? Years.
And
But they came out with this vaccine in 8 months, and I'm supposed to trust it.
But think about this. They want, like with smallpox, they tested the vaccine. They'd go to parents and they'd be like, "Hey, your kid's dead. We give them this vaccine, 50% chance it might make them better."
Maybe help them.
And so, like, a parent's going to go, "Okay, my child could die, or my child could possibly live. Yes, try it out."
Yeah, try it. Yeah.
But with the COVID vaccine, it's like, this is a virus that kills 0.001% of the people that do get it, not even of everyone.
Who now the percentage that it does kill is already the percentage that is high risk already
Mm-hmm.
of dying tomorrow from COPD or something. So,
and then also, when you got the government jump on board, all the crap hit the fan, everybody went nuts. And it's just like, and then you got money involved because the government was involved.
well, of course, yeah.
And so that's why you have death certificates for, like, oh, he died of COVID, not the 18-wheeler that run him over.
Yeah.
He died of COVID, not the bear attack.
Yeah.
Like, even if you tested him for COVID, which they tested a Diet Coke for COVID, and it had COVID too.
He
so,
had
you know.
COVID, but yeah, it had nothing to do with the 6 gunshot wounds. It was
Had a
the
cousin
COVID that killed him.
Had a cousin that had a heart attack, and they're like, COVID gave him that heart attack. I'm like, COVID could have helped, but like the 45 years of living rough, not sleeping, working hard, and like eating cheeseburgers and greasy food, that had nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're like, no, it was COVID. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it was lifestyle.
Yeah. See, no, I'm
and
like,
and genetics.
I'm really untrusting of the government anyway. So anytime the government gets involved in something and tells me I need to take it, I'm going the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
But now, at the time, we had a cool doctor. He's since retired. We went up there during the, pandemic, and we would go in to get our yearly visits and stuff. And, of course, we've got their yearly visits and all that. And he's super cool. Now, he's in the city because at that time, we had a doctor that was just in Nashville. So we had to go to Nashville. He's right in the middle of Nashville. But he is a country doctor. I mean, to the T. He spends all of his time outside of the doctor's office bass fishing.
Okay, yeah.
So I walk in there and we're having our regular visit. We're talking this and that. What's changed? All this stuff. He goes, "All right, I got you set up for a flu shot. We'll give you that before you leave." Like, no option. I'm just getting a flu shot. And he goes, "Do you want to take the COVID shot?" I said, "No." He goes, "Okay." I mean, like the flu shot, yeah, he's going to tell me, "Hey, you're going to have to take this," even though I know that there's about a 50% chance it's not going to do shit. But you're going to take this. Now, when it comes to the COVID shot, he was like, "You want to take it?" I was like, "No, I don't." I said, "Did you take it, Doc?" He said, "No, I didn't."
I've had the flu twice in the past 20 years, and both years was years I took the flu shot.
Yeah.
Every other year I was fine.
Even when the flu shot comes out, it is a small percentage of a chance that variation of the flu shot that they put out this year will even do anything. And most of the time, you're going to get even sicker off the shot than you are just getting it.
Well, that's the shots never made me sick, but both years, those were the years I had the flu. And one of the years I got some strain of the flu that instead of being like 6 to 7 days, it was 14 days of 104 plus temp.
Yeah.
And as a grown man, when children are running 103 temp and they're running around playing, grown people don't do that.
No.
We go above 100, we're dead.
Yeah.
So like I laid in the bed and thought I was dying for 2 weeks. And was thinking, I got that stupid shot.
Yeah.
Why do I have the flu?
No. And then when they came out with the COVID shot, they go, you got to take the shot. Oh, wait, we got to have this booster and this booster and this booster. It's like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. Now you're just making things up. Now you're just going through and going, hey, let's just inject them with this.
The second you have to worry is when they're like, before we make this, we need you to give us immunity.
Uh-huh. Yeah, when the
we
government
need you to
gives
guarantee
you
we
immunity,
can't be sued, and then we'll give you this vaccine.
Because now that people have taken the shot, they're all having life-altering, medical conditions because they took the shot.
Mm-hmm.
And it had nothing to do with COVID. It's now they're having heart problems and all this other stuff.
And see, not only that, it also would attack a lot of younger people's reproductive systems. Women would start missing periods. Men would have, But the issue you think about it is, it was really funded by and done by a bunch of companies that were heavily supported by a dude whose high school or college, one of his college theses was on forced sterilization through vaccination.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I just don't understand. It's like the parents that like baby their children. They don't get no germs on them. They're constantly with a Germ-X, and their kids are always sick. My kids ate more dirt than food half the time.
Yeah, no, my kids
and
play
they were
out in the
just
mud
fine.
hole in the yard. It don't matter.
Yeah, you have to build an immunity. And if you don't, anything and everything will kill you.
But see, now that's what got me is like our government, all this stuff coming out where they're forcing you to take a vaccine and they're forcing you to do this. And it's like, you know what? The last person that did all this stuff, we killed him in 1945. So.
Well, that was the last person that everybody thinks about. You had, Mal Pot after that. You
Oh,
had
yeah.
Stalin all throughout the years.
Like
you've had multiple.
Mao Zedong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
You've had it happen multiple times, but every time somebody's like, "This is for your own good," it's like, "Oh, it's probably not."
Yeah. Anytime the government tells me that it's for my own good, I know it's not. It's really not. And I'm not even at the high end, the whole conspiracy thing about the government. Look, it's just when a group of people in the government gets together and tells me what's best for me, I know it's not best for me.
Mm-hmm. It's best for the general populace and their wealth.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the reason why most senators and stuff go into office broke and come out millionaires. It's not because they know what they're doing.
It's because they have the right ties and connections.
Yeah.
But that's the... If all the governments of the world and the elite were smart enough to realize that obscurity and doing exactly what they were doing, but then jump the gun, I think.
Yeah.
Which is just letting people be people. If you just keep people happy and entertained and drugged, think about all the psychiatric drugs and stuff that everybody, they'll hand out like candy now.
Yeah.
But if you can keep a populace entertained and happy, they'll do whatever you want them to do. Like, you can Aldous Huxley the hell out of people if you just keep them entertained and happy.
Yeah.
And they were doing that throughout the 90s especially, and then the early 2000s. Like, it was most people, if they would have just kept on the same slow path they were going, where they wanted to be, they'd probably already be there right now.
Yeah.
But I think when Hillary lost, they went stupid and thought that they had to jump the gun and now initiate their entire plan.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, they pulled a stupid maneuver and went too early.
Well, the whole one good thing that came out of the pandemic was people actually started to realize that, wait a minute, I don't want to be a sheep.
Not
I
only
don't
that,
want to follow along.
a lot of people started actually seeing what their kids were being taught because they were, schooling at home.
Yeah.
And a lot of parents were actually involved in the curriculum, but then also listening in on classes. And a lot of parents started realizing, oh, crap, what they're being shoved down their throat is not what we want our children to know.
Yeah.
And then a whole lot of people, like a lot of factories and stuff, are having trouble getting people to work the 7, 12-hour shifts and stuff like that now. Because a whole lot of people realized, hey, hell, I can survive on less and still see my family.
Yeah.
I like my family. You know, there's situations where people realize they didn't like each other, but then there's a whole lot more where people realize, hey, I kind of miss actually seeing my family. And so, like, a lot of good came out of it, but I think a whole bunch of it was literally them pulling the trigger on a plan a couple decades too soon.
Yeah.
If they'd have just waited, everything would have worked out fine for them.
Well, that's
That's like Hitler
that
attacking
new-
Russia.
yeah. That was the fatal flaw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Just
go after the frozen continent.
If he'd have waited 6 months, Europe would have been finished. And then he'd have marched in springtime.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have been dead of winter.
And everything would have been fine.
Yeah.
And I think he would have overwhelmed them, and the Blitzkrieg would have worked. But at the same time, it's one of those just let me do something stupid because I'm too arrogant.
Well, but that's our government with the, government assistance and all that other stuff. It's just training them to live off the government.
Mm-hmm. But that's what they
And
want.
I am not taking a dime from the government. And I'm going to do everything I can to give them as little as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't need it. Obviously, with all the programs that came out that, they're wasting money on, they don't need it.
Yeah, people have known that for years, though.
But yeah,
But
but
see,
they
that's the
never
prob-
had anybody in office that would do something about it.
The problem that none of the money goes to anything but friends and buddies and enriching themselves
Yeah.
and other companies. But I don't even care about that. If you just leave me the heck alone, let me live my life,
That's it.
you go do your thing, bro. But
Yep.
the problem is everybody, like, I've got to control every single thing of screw that.
Yeah.
That's when it's like, okay, now I got problems.
Well, that's like the new mayor they elected in New York.
Oh, yeah.
His whole platform was, government health care and all this other. It's like,
He's an admitted, like, I think socialist.
yeah. But it's like, even you sit down and look at it, logistically, it can't happen. There's not enough money. They can't do these programs that he's talking about, but of course, he's got everybody mind screwed that that's what they need.
Or that just shows you how corrupt New York's voting system is.
Well, yeah. Yeah. But
That's
I mean,
what I would think.
But this goes back to all the little sheeple. They're just going to follow along, and they want this because they want to do less. The only problem is they don't realize that it's not going to happen.
A lot of them, it's not even that. It's that they're angry. It's that they've been taught to follow their heart and their emotions, and the other side bounces topics for them to be angry at.
Yeah.
That it keeps them so angry that they're never able to snap out of that loop because anger blinds logic.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very easy to do, especially when you get people who have been trained their whole life to just feel everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like Dylan over here.
What do you mean?
Yeah, he is that generation, ain't he?
You know, all your feelings.
Yeah.
I have feelings?
You're supposed to.
Pretty sure I don't.
Yeah. Dylan was raised in a traumatic, that generation, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was raised right. Mama beat him in the head with a frying pan.
Pretty sure I'm the exception.
Yeah. I don't. The new generations with all of their pronouns, I can't get in.
Oh yeah. Yeah. By the way, I'm like a vehicle in a car. By the way, so I'd like you to address me as such.
Now, see,
Yeah.
that's the only time I get into them is when they're funny.
Yeah.
Because, like, you've known me long enough to know, like, it took me a year to remember your name. And you lived right across the street from my cousin who's got your name that I've known my whole life. Like, and still I'd be like, what is his name? I still have trouble at least once a week remembering your wife's name.
Yeah.
You can tell me all the pronouns you want. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I don't care enough to know your name half the time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to remember all the pronouns. Sorry. If you
Yeah.
look like a dude, I'm going to call you a dude. If you look like a woman, I'm going to call you a woman.
That's it.
If you look like an it, I will say it. If I don't know, I will tell you. I don't know what you are.
Yeah. But see, that's that whole mentality of, you're just the man that doesn't want to use my pronouns. No, I'm just a man that doesn't care.
Yeah. I was raised in the
You-
Crocodile
tell
Dundee
me-
generation.
Tell me the name that's on your birth certificate, and I'll call you that name. Other than that, I don't care enough to know your pronouns. It doesn't matter to me. You want to go live your life as a dog, I don't care. don't expect me to live my
I've
life
got a
that
donkey
way.
I can sell you.
Yeah. Don't expect me to live that way or anything. Don't shove it down my throat, and I don't care. Live your life the way you want
And
to
that's
live it.
and most gay people, men and women that I have known, and I've known a bunch. Factory I used to work at had a ton of them. 99% of them absolutely hated all of the pride movements.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They were
All
like,
the extra letters that come after
well,
LGB.
no, not even that. They didn't even like just the gay pride movements. They were like, we don't want recognition. We just want peace.
Yeah, to be
We-
left alone to live our life.
We live our lives. We live our lives at home. We don't do it out in public. Most heterosexual couples don't go out in public. Most of them, you didn't even know they were gay for a long time until you met their, significant other.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, their entire persona wasn't, I'm gay. That's just like my entire persona isn't, I'm heterosexual. It's, I'm Andrew. Get to know me. Like that's all I care about. Like, I don't care what orientation or whatever you are. You could like trees for all I care.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm here to know. Like, what's your life like? What's going on in your life? Can I help you? Can you help me? Can we mutually become friends?
So that's it. Yeah.
I'd like.
That's like I am who I am. Honestly, in the end, if you don't like me, perfectly fine. You can get on that list of other people that don't like me, and I don't care because I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
And a lot of it is, I think anybody seeking that recognition grew up without anybody ever single once telling them good job, but also without anybody at the same time not teaching them that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't tell you good job, but, I've been called dumb most of my life. I don't care. It just makes me think, okay, I'm going to go on about my business.
Oh, that's it.
Been called lazy
now,
and all types of other stuff. It's
raised,
like, all right.
We were raised in the generation where you had to work and you had to get up and do something. And more than likely, you're going to get a lot more negative attention than you are any kind of positive attention. But in the end, you're going to come out better for it.
And most of it you're going to learn through work.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to learn through getting out there. You've lived this type of lifestyle as a younger man and growing up. You were out working with older men and farmers and people and people that worked. Mm-hmm. And most of your morals and how to act and how to be, or most of your examples of how not to act and how not to be that you've paid attention to and said, I don't want to act like that dude.
Yeah.
But this guy over here is chill. You learned that by being out amongst men that worked. Yeah. You weren't constantly around a bunch of boys your age. You were out amongst the men working, being trained how to be a man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's
the best way to learn.
That's something I've tried to do with Malachi. He's been out working with me since he was old enough to walk. You're going to learn how to work because I know that working will teach you how to be a man. It's how to act, how to treat people. You got to deal with customers. You got to deal with problems. You got to learn how to deal with anger, frustration. I mean, there's no job you pull up to that you say, this is going to go this way.
Yeah.
And it goes that way.
Oh, I've had people come out and point back, man, you're an asshole. Yeah, I am.
One of Malachi's greatest mentors.
I know it.
Is because I let him start working with a chicken farmer down the road when he was 8 years old.
Yeah.
And he spent from the time he was 8 till, 15, 16, really. He still works for him every now and then, working. And he spent a whole lot of time with him in the summers when he was doing hay and all that with him. But, I knew the guy. I trusted him. I knew his character. And he trained Malachi to be calm. Like, a lot of Malachi's character of, so peaceful did not come from me. I was a freaking just giant ball of rage for 90% of his life. So I know that he benefited much more from that working relationship and the mentor that he was around somebody that worked at calm and he was around somebody that worked bad.
Yeah.
And so he saw, and I don't mind, I'm ashamed of it a little, but I also am proud of the fact that he could recognize, hey, just because he's my daddy and I can look up to him in all these other areas, I don't need to learn how to act like that when I'm upset.
Yeah.
This guy, when he gets upset, his reaction is better. I don't mind that he was able to see that. I actually am really good and proud as a father that my son is like, hey, I'm going to be a better man than my father. It's, what you're supposed to teach him to do.
Well, yeah.
I don't want you to be me.
But that's like in the old days, what was the old saying? it takes a community or something to
It
raise
takes a
kids.
village.
Yeah, it takes a village to raise kids.
Hmm.
And in a way, it does because
But
you're
that's
not gonna
gone out
get
the window
Oh yeah, that's
with
gone.
the small town work culture.
Yeah. But I mean, you're not going to get everything from your mom or dad. You need to pick up other stuff from other people. I spent a lot of time hanging around my uncles and stuff, and a lot of the what I do now was one uncle of mine that was a welder and a scrapyard owner and stuff like that, and I always went and hung out with him, and of course he made everything fabulous because he owned a scrapyard, and I could go up there and beat things with a sledgehammer, and he didn't care.
Yeah.
I mean, because he was scrapping gold out of the back of old computer monitors, and the best way to get to them is through the screen. So he just set up 10 or 15 of them and say, here's a sledgehammer, bust them out. I mean, come on. What 10-year-old's not going to stand there with a sledgehammer and break screens all day?
Yeah. But have the uncle that recognizes that, and he's not only, you're not just going over there and hanging out with him, he's watching TV.
Yeah.
You're going over there and he's like, hey, take his sledgehammer and go tear some stuff up. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And as a kid growing up, because I was severe ADHD. And, the good thing about my parents were when I was diagnosed and everything, it wasn't here giving medicine. It was, no, he will figure out a way to make it through life.
Don't matter what you got going on, you got to figure out how to function.
That's it. And nowadays, I still have some days where my brain's going 3,000 different directions.
Oh, them days are so fun.
Yeah. But, there's other times, and a lot of times my wife gets, we've been together for, over 20 years. And she'll come to me in days and she can recognize it. And she'll be like, all right, just stop. What are you doing? Are you working on this? Yeah. Well, then focus on that. Not the 3 other harebrained ideas you had in the past 3 minutes. To focus on this that you're working on. And I still struggle with it every day. But the thing is I don't think I would be as good at my job without it.
You wouldn't. You would not be able. The chaos that custom fabrication and like job work fixing things is like an emergency room without the life or death.
Yeah.
It's there. You never know what's coming through the door.
Yeah.
From day to day, you're never going to be doing the same thing. It's always going to be chaos. You don't really know what time you're going to be done. If you're not at the shop, you work till you're done. If you got to come back 4 days instead of 2, it's just, you never really know how it's going to turn out.
Yeah.
It's constant chaos. A lot of people can't handle that.
No.
A lot of people would get stressed out by that. They'd be freaked out by that.
Oh,
you are challenged and interested by that.
Yeah, the higher the chaos and the higher the stress, the more calm I am.
Yeah, the smoother you function. That's the ADHD. Your brain was built for that type of work.
Yeah.
A lot of other people can't do that type of work because they eventually they buckle. But that's the same you get most of you nurses. You could sit down, I guarantee you sit down 1,000 nurses and talk to them. I'd say 980 of them had extremely traumatic lives.
Yeah.
Something crazy happened in their childhood, teenage years, even early adulthood, but they're going to have something messed up in their brain. Phenomenal caregivers, loving people, but they're going to have traumatic lives.
Yeah.
And that's just people with those type of traumatic lives gravitate towards that type of industry because their brains need the chaos to be calm.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the way I am. I need that. I'm the most calm when I have 14 different projects going on that, I have no idea how I'm going to get them done.
When there's fire raining down all around him that shouldn't be, he's like, eh.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But I have been stuffed up in equipment having to weld on it, and I catch myself on fire, and there's no way to put it out, so I just kind of have to rely on somebody else to put it out. But, and I'm completely calm in that. It's just, it is what it is.
See, like when I slice myself open, I just go get my med kit, I fix myself up, and we go on about our merry way.
Yeah, there's no telling how many times I walk back in the house with, paper towels and electrical tape holding a finger. And it is what it is. Jennifer's like, you need stitches. Nope, I need super glue.
Super glue and pressure.
Yeah.
It'll be good in a day or two. It might still open up a little, but that's just so you can keep the joint flexible.
Yeah.
Stitches when you heal from them in a joint, once they get the stitches out, it'll take you, like, if you could only bend to here, it'll take you a year to get to where you could bend back down to there. So, like, if you get
because
cut
they
on,
kept it stiff for so long.
yeah, if you get cut on any of your knuckles or anything like that, anything that moves, I don't care how much it hurts. While it's healing, make sure you keep that sucker limber. Just word of advice, because you cut yourself a lot. I know. He's worse than I am.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen him go under a
And
house.
this is the same person that's been over there playing with a knife for the past hour?
Yeah.
I've seen him
All
go
right,
under
cool.
a house and come out with cuts all over him. And be like, Dylan, what the heck? And he's like, there was something in my way. I just pushed through it. And you look under there and there's like wires and just barbs of hanging down. He's like, it's all right. And it's like, self-preservation, Dylan.
Yeah.
It's a skill.
Now, you
Learn
got
it.
a lot of room to talk.
Hey, I am learning it
Yeah.
slowly. I had gloves on.
Me
I
and
had safety glasses. I had
him will
gloves
go-
on.
Yeah, me and him will go to do something in a day. We will be working on the exact same thing. Both of us doing the same job. He will come up to the end of the day and he looks like he has taken a bath in oil and grease and dirt. And I come out and my clothes look exactly the same way it did when I got up that morning.
His damn hands are clean. He doesn't have any oil on his face. I don't understand how he does it.
But we're doing the exact same thing all the time.
He will get on the ground and crawl under the vehicle because I can't bend a lot. He's really good to me when we're working. Like, if I'm hurting, he's like, keep your ass up there. I'm going to do it. So he'll go under there and come out. I'll have leaves on me. I'll be dusting shit off my back.
He'll be dirtier than I am.
I don't get it. Same way when I was a kid. I'd be at the job sites. I'd be working. I'd be wiring electrical, stuff like that. I'd have more color of paint on me than there was paint in the house, and the painter wouldn't have a drop on him, and he wore a white suit. I don't pay attention. If we're working on equipment, dude, I will ruin a pair of gloves in 30 minutes. I'll have more grease in that glove than there is in that entire piece of equipment.
Yeah, we wind up just burning the gloves. There's no cleaning them.
That's why I don't wear gloves.
Well, I didn't, and then I started running a grinder, and my thumb's just now getting healed. My fingers almost healed. Me and grinders don't get along.
Yeah, he gets 2 weeks out of a pair of gloves?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Usually about a day before at least I got my pointer finger so I can work my cell phone.
Yeah. I'm using a pair of gloves for a month or so. They look perfectly fine. The stitching will start burning where I'm welding. But other than that, they'll look perfectly fine.
You do better than me. I lose my gloves in a day.
Oh, no, I'm not saying I don't lose gloves. I just have a bunch of pairs of gloves.
Yeah, see, he doesn't wear the same. He's got 90 pairs of gloves, and he just wears a random pair throughout the shop every day. That's why they don't wear out. It's because he doesn't wear the same pair more than 20 minutes a day.
You know, I've got gloves sitting on top of one welder, on top of the other welder, back by the plasma table, back
need
by
a
the
tape
other
measure?
plasma table.
You want a tape measure? Go to his shop. There's a tape measure on every shelf.
You're not
by
running
the
out of tape
computer,
measure.
under the cabinet. There's 10 not even opened in the cabinet. There's 5 in the truck.
Yeah.
He goes to the store, he buys a tape measure. Every time he goes to the store, he buys a tape measure. But I guess,
do.
you know what? I ain't never really not had a tape measure at his place, so I'm not really
No,
complaining.
I
And they
got
all got
so-
little magnets on the end.
Yeah, I got so tired of not having tape measures. Every time I walk into TSC, I buy a tape measure. Now, the tape measures I like using are $9.99. So, for $9.99, if that tape measure gives me one problem, I'll throw it in the trash and get another one. I don't care. It gets one little burr and it stops me from doing something, I'll chunk it across the shop and grab another brand new one. For $9, it is disposable.
I've seen him gather them all up. Test one, put it in a pile. Test one, put it in a pile. Test one, throw it over here. Test one, throw it over there. Grab a handful and just throw them away.
Gosh, bro.
I don't. The small things aggravate me, like pulling out a tape measure and it gets jammed. I'm not gonna do it. It'll go in the trash can.
I had a tape. It was actually a pretty good tape measure. Somebody threw it away. So it wouldn't go all the way in.
Yeah.
So it's sticking out like that much. It was a good tape measure.
See,
Amazing tape measure.
Dylan's like I am.
You're gonna recycle, yeah.
Dylan's gonna take the tape out of the measure, roll it up and put it on a coil just to be able to still use it because he's not going to waste it.
Yeah, no. I'll throw it away. My dad will come over and look at one that is exactly like that. It won't go all the way back in. He'll go, oh, I can take it apart and tighten up the spring on the inside. It'll start working again, and I'll pick it up and throw it across the shop into the trash can. I'm like, nope, it's going right there. I'll spend another $9. I'm good.
Oh no! So the next day I went in, it was thrown away. Right? I spent 30 minutes looking for it. That was a good tape measure.
Yeah.
I like that tape measure. It sucked. I was kind of sad when I saw it on the trash can.
Yeah. No, me and tape measures, I don't even play with them. I throw them. I'm not.
I got a pair of pants I had longer than most of my children. I had to throw away the other day. I was like, damn. Been with me a long time, bros.
But that's like we were talking about grinding discs earlier. You know, I buy grinding discs by, the cases.
Yeah.
The flap wheels and stuff
When
like that.
he
I buy
wears one
cases.
out, he just throws it away. He doesn't put it back in the pile so that by the time you get back to it, it feels like it's not wore out again. I bet you he buys a new razor too, don't you?
What? Not every time, no.
No, see, like you use a razor till it's dull, and then you put it back in the pack, and then you go up the pack, and then you use that last one until it's just excruciating, and then you go back down to the first one, and it now feels sharp again, and you do that until they just quit cutting.
No, I get another razor. I'm not.
And you only have to buy razors like once every 2 years.
Oh, I'll go top break. Like mine snaps in half.
No. But see, I buy.
That's my man.
But when I go buy razors, I go buy, because the was it Dollar Shave Club or Harry's?
I like the Harry's ones.
Harry's, and I'll buy those. But now I'll buy a brand new holder, and I'll buy 20 freaking blades.
I had the hair and the beard I had just because that's too cheap to buy a razor.
Wow. No, I'm not that cheap. Yeah, I'm definitely not that cheap. But now, see, I used to
It
be a
did
lot
save me a lot of
cheaper.
money, though.
Now, I used to be a lot cheaper than I am now. But the thing is like when you run a business that has, 50% of the stuff that I use in my business is consumable.
Yeah.
It's made to just be used and thrown away. I mean, welding rods and wire.
And see, but you're
flap
smart. You're smart enough to
wheels.
build that into your pricing.
Well, yeah.
I was never smart enough to bid that into the job.
No, they're going to pay for it. It is what it is. They're going to pay that shop supplies because they're not free.
No, see, I was too dumb to do that. I was just a dude that enjoyed working. I'm not a businessman. Like, if you want to build something, cool, I'm in. We're remodeling a house. All right, let's go. A car, let's do it. Thinking about the monetary value of my time, I'm just excited to be there, and I'll always be that way. I'm a child at heart.
See, that's something I had to learn really early on with owning a business is, because I always liked doing it. I've always been around metal, and I always liked doing it, but it was turning it into something I'm making money with. And I had to learn that, okay, I've got to add in costs for, what I'm using. And
see, I had
my
started figuring that
hours.
out, and then I had to shut the business down and travel that one fall. And then, I just don't have the drive to get it back. I spent too long and too hard to work for it. And once it was gone, I was like, I don't think I want to put another 4 or 5 years into that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just
Well,
wasn't worth it.
But see, we've been in business, 8 years? So, I have a customer base, and
see,
there's
that's what I
something
don't feel like
always-
taking the time to build it back up.
It's something I always wanted to expand. Like we were talking about the other day, I'd love to get to the point where I just have a person that goes out and does mobile work. I give him a truck, a welder, the supplies he needs, and says, here, go out, weld this. When you get done with that, go to this next job. When you get done with that, go to this next job. Call me when you're done. I'll bill them. Come back to the shop. I'm good with that. I can stay in the shop and work. I'm okay with that because, honestly, the older I get, the more I just don't want to leave. I'm perfectly fine walking out of my door, walking over to my shop, and staying there all week. I don't care. Because I guess the older I get, the more I don't like people. So,
Well, you learn that you learn to be selective with your people.
Well, that's it. I heard a thing today. I was listening to it, and it was a guy talking about men and their social groups. When you have a man who has a small social group and stuff like that, and most often that's a man that's more confident, in himself and what he is. And I see a lot of that in me because I don't have a huge social group. I don't have a lot of friends. Does that bother me? No, it doesn't. Because I have the few friends that, kind of like the old joke, I can call them at 3 in the morning and say, hey, we got to go do this.
Mm-hmm.
I need you here. Okay. What am I bringing? Because I have those kind of friends that I can call like that. I don't need 45 friends. I don't. Honestly, because my brain can't keep up with it.
You'd be like, "What's your name again?"
I'm terrible at, social stuff. Like, hey, I haven't heard from this friend in a while. I need to call and check on him. Yeah, my friends know that they're not going to get a phone call to check in from me. Now, my wife, the greatest in the world about calling people and, hey, checking in. Birthdays. She can remember people's birthdays that she met years ago, and every year calls them on their birthday. Most of the time, I don't even know when my birthday is.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, well, what's your brother's birthday? I don't know.
I don't even know how old
What
I
about
am
your
half
mom
the
and
time.
dad's birthday? Ain't got a clue. I mean, most of my kids, I only have certain ways of keeping up with their birthdays.
See, I got lucky because Daddy was born, or Angel was born on Daddy's birthday, and then Malachi was born on her daddy's birthday.
Yeah.
And so, and then Angel's birthday and Daddy's birthday is also like one of my cousin's birthdays. One of my other cousin's birthdays was her grandfather's birthday, and I think a couple of her family members' birthdays also.
Yeah.
So, I got really lucky with a couple of my kids.
Oh, yeah. My wife calls people on their birthday and sings them happy birthday and stuff. And the last, 15 seconds of that phone call will be, Adam's here, happy birthday. And I go right back on to what I'm doing because
You have no clue who it
my
is.
friends are not going to be needing to expect me to call them and check in because I'm not going to remember it. My social skills are zero. I mean, most of my family I don't even talk to. I mean, a lot of them just because I don't want to talk to them. And the parts I do like, I talk to them every once in a while. I got one cousin that damn near helped raise me. I talk to her more than I talk to anybody.
See, I've got a few family members, especially as I've lost so many of my close family already, that I'm trying to learn how to put forth the effort into reaching out to them. I hollered at my aunt the other day when I left early.
Yeah.
I went and sat with her for 4 hours. I've loved her to death my whole life. I hadn't talked to her in a year. You know what I mean? I had her phone number. And then, I found out talking to her, she's like, when you text me the other day, she's like, it made my day.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. It
I
made my day to send you a text. Cause but I finally just got around to I had thought about it for so long that I said, I'm thinking about it. I don't need to send her a text tonight. I can pull my freaking phone out right now and do it. But it took me 4 years to think of that.
Oh, I absolutely suck at that. And you can ask anybody that comes to my business a lot. They know if they need to get a hold of me, they call Jennifer because they're not going to get a hold of me. Because most of the time, I don't even know where my phone is. And that's on the off chance that I have the ringer on or that I'm going to even pay attention to it. Because, you never know. Grinders running, welders running, plasma table running. I can't hear it. There's about a 15% chance that I might have it in my pocket and it'll vibrate, but I probably won't pay attention to it. So they know if they need to get a hold of me, they call or text Jennifer because they're not going to get me. And they'll just have to leave a message. I'll get to them when I get to them.
Yeah.
And I've had customers get pissed off because I can get to them back in, a day. I'm like, look, I'm busy. All this stuff doesn't get done because I've got little L's that come out at night.
If you did, I would definitely work night shifts.
I know. But, all this stuff gets done because I do it. So I can't stop every time you call and spend 15 minutes on the phone with you and not get anything out of it.
And especially if I'm not already making something for you.
Yeah.
I'm 3 weeks behind already. And if I take on your work, I'm glad to have it. I'd love to help you, but I also like I just don't have time to be in a rush and get back to everything as fast as I can right now.
That's it.
If I had it, I'd do it.
And I tell customers, when they stop by the shop right now, because right now I'm probably pushing 3 to 4 weeks of being able to get to anything new.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell them point blank, look, you're at least 3 to 4 weeks before. You're more than welcome to leave it here.
If
I
you
may
can wait
get
on
to
it
it sooner. I may not, because you're going to be guaranteed it's 3 to 4 weeks before I can get to it, because I have that much to do.
And then they say okay, and then they call you next week.
Yeah, and they call me I've had them call me the next day. Hey, did you get to my stuff? No. I told you when you dropped it off, it was 3 weeks before I could get to it. It's 3 weeks. The calendar hasn't suddenly sped up.
Yep. But people don't care.
No. They don't care that, I'm out in the shop at 4 a.m. and going into the house at 6 in the afternoon. They want their stuff now. Because we live in the Amazon world where everything is now.
I probably should text the time. Have you got a timer going?
Huh?
Oh, he's down. He had that one job.
I didn't.
The official timekeeper.
No, that's Malachi.
Oh, well, oops.
No, it's not.
Yeah, he's always over there checking his phone. He's like, yeah, I think we're like 2 hours ahead right now.
Yeah, it's because he's a social butterfly. He has people to talk to.
He's got people now.
Yeah, he's got people. I
don't know how he does it. I have like 3 or 4 or 5 friends.
That's me. I have like 3 to 4 people that I talk to, and that's about it.
Let me see.
And most of those people are people that I work with.
Like, I don't even talk to half the people I know.
Hey.
Well, I mean, I have, one buddy that's, a decent mechanic, and, me and him trade jobs. And I've got Andrew that I talk to all the time. He's always over at the shop. I probably see him more than see my kids.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
Well,
We are at 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Can turn this into 2 episodes then.
That's what I'll do. Turn it into 2 episodes, and we can be back an episode ahead. Woo woo!
Yay.
And maybe we won't lose it this time. We spent 2 weeks figuring out that we lost the other one.
I thought we came to the conclusion we didn't.
We used it.
Yeah.
It's when y'all were in Georgia. Both of you were gone. And then we didn't have time before y'all left, and we were like, all right, screw it. We'll just use a burner episode. But yeah. All right, Dylan, do your only talking of the podcast. Do your lead in and lead out.
Subscribe, like. Malachi usually says this crap.
Comment.
Trust the government.
Not the priest. Oh, good Lord.
Oh, God.
No, don't touch the priest. Wait.
What?
Don't trust the priest. The priest touches you, of course. Have a good day, everybody, and as always, subscribe.